Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Mask Off podcast. Just to get it out of the way, love you, babe. Love you, son. Love you, daughter. All right. Happy Saturday. I'm sitting in my garage smoking a cigarette and figured, hey, I might as well record something. So I put out the video about Israel, Iran, all that with JC and, me and Carl. Did it all with AI, and then I just did the voiceovers. It took a while to get around to it. I was planning on doing more when I was on vacation, but just with the graduation party and everything, it was just chaos. So sorry it took so long to get it out there. It's not a long video. It's only like 4 minutes or something. I don't know. Thought it was pretty funny. The next one I do, I believe, is going to be a 4th of July one where they come back to the U.S. and celebrate the 4th. I got some ideas for some shorts that I think are funny. And also, I think before I do those, I'm going to do a reading some headlines Jamaican style. I put in I put in a prompt to make some headlines in Chat GPT, make a news story off of some headlines, Chat GPT in Jamaican style. And I read it, and I think it's pretty funny. So that's on the docket for the next video, I'm pretty sure. It won't be a long one, just something funny that I wanted to put out. And it's not going to be Sean and the boys one. It's just going to be me, so I can do it quick, minimal edits. I don't have to do green screen or anything like that. So that's next up, I believe. Now, the graduation party, that it did not work out as planned. I went out the night before to the place where we were having it, set up the tent. It was a pretty big tent. It took me like half hour, 40 minutes to put up. And then we go out the next day to start setting everything up in it, because the day of the party, and the entire tent was like decimated from the wind. For some reason, we had just some freak winds that lasted all day long, like 8 hours of 60 to 70 mile an hour winds. And so we couldn't put up any decorations. It was also like 85 degrees. So we had a shaved ice thing that did not work. I mean, it shaved the ice, but then 2 seconds later, your whole cup of shaved ice was water. We had flavorings for it and everything. I mean, we dropped a good amount of money on this grad party. It wasn't supposed to be that expensive, but since my wife started buying stuff for it early, it's like every little thing that would get added on, every week, little amounts accrue to a pretty decent amount after, a month and a half of buying things. So, but that's the last party we ever have to throw. Thank God. My food, though, turned out fire. I got nothing but rave reviews, especially for my fried rice. First time I ever tried making fried rice, and it was all Hawaiian themed, since my son went and played in an all-star football game in Hawaii. We had all this Hawaii stuff set up, or we were going to. And so we did Hawaiian style chicken, like authentic recipes from Hawaii. And the fried rice, it had spam in it, all that. A whole bunch of different sauces and spices and stuff like that. And my wife took some leftovers to work, and one of the ladies told her the food was God tier. I was like, oh, fuck. That's a compliment I wasn't expecting. So the food was great. Everybody liked it. We had some pulled pork. That was just bought pulled pork. It wasn't anything special about that. But if people didn't like authentic cuisine or whatever, at least there was something for them to eat. And then what else we had? A Hawaiian pasta salad. That was good too. And my wife made these little mini pineapple upside down cakes with a cherry right in the middle, and those turned out awesome. So, if anything, the food was the star of the show. That, and we got these big inflatable ball things that you put over top you, and you run, and it's like a sumo ball type thing, where you just run and try and knock the other person over. And everybody liked that. And I actually made a short out of one of the videos. My son's girlfriend and her sister both took turns against their grandpa. It was just had open heart surgery like a year ago, and he wanted to do it against him. And her sister literally actually both of them knocked his shoe off, like after they knocked him over. And I made a short out of one of the videos, and you can actually, at the end, you can see the shoe come off. And, yeah, I thought that was pretty hilarious. But, oh my God, when it is hot outside, there is so much sweat inside those inflatable balls. I mean, it was like slimy sweat. It was gross. It's teenagers, so they don't really care. At least the boys didn't. But, God, that was nasty. And I tried it against my son twice, and he knocked me over both times. And I figured out how to do it and not get knocked over, and I could have blown him out of that thing. But I would have had to do it a third time, and my body couldn't handle it. I'm 43. He's 18. And yeah, every time he hit me in that thing, I'd get like whiplash and felt like I was going to throw up. Probably a concussion or some CTE type shit. I don't know. Probably not. I'm just old and I can't handle a lot like that anymore. Not until I start working out again, which I need to start doing because I've got my physical coming up for my DOT to drive truck. I got to do that in just a little over a month. Mine expires. They're good for 2 years, but they're only good for 2 years if you pass everything. I don't have a problem passing anything, except in the past, my blood pressure's been high, and it's usually white coat syndrome. My blood pressure will be awesome all the time, except for when I go into a hospital and I have to get it taken by a doctor, and my blood pressure just goes up. So when I was working out and eating healthy, my blood pressure was perfect no matter what. I mean, I didn't even get white coat syndrome. But I've been off my diet and haven't been exercising. So I know my blood pressure is probably high just normally now. So I got to start cutting out all the bad food right now. Well, after this weekend. And at least doing some exercising at home. At least until I pass my physical. And then I can kind of not go back to how I was eating, because that's just horrible. But, like all the sweets and all that stuff. Think I'll probably do the carnivore diet again. That worked real well, actually. And, I didn't overeat, which was nice. And my, God damn it. Why can't I think of it? Hold on. Heartburn. That's what I was trying to think of. My heartburn went away when I cut out the bread and the carbs and the sugars and all that stuff. Because right now, as it is, I eat like one or two antacids like a day, which is probably not healthy. But heartburn sucks, especially when you're laying down. I have a problem of like having a bowl of cereal or something right before I go to bed, which isn't good, and probably one of the main reasons that I put all the weight back on. So I got to cut that out. But anyhow, I've just been rambling. So I'm going to let you go. Keep an eye out for the videos. They should be coming out in the next day or two. I appreciate you. Love you. Stay sinful. Stay safe. Don't kill your grandpa in inflatable sumo outfits. I got you later. Peace.